Please all scream now. All scream and go. Scream. Come on. Scream. That's right. Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can't see, there's some young people here can't see, there's nothing to see. Really. It's just a screen with some people on it. You can see this sort of thing at home. If you've got one of those screens, you can see this at home. Now you're happy? You can see, what can you see? A man. Why is that any more exciting than being down there? You can see a man when you're down there. Why is that exciting? What's special about that man? Do you mind my asking? You don't know? Neither do I. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the opening of Spectre. I'm the warm-up act, and I'm here to ask you, what are you doing here, that you lot? What exactly are you doing here? Anybody? You don't really know? No. That's good. Ask your parents then. You got on the wrong bus. I think a lot of people got on the wrong bus.
Why are you here?
Well, I've come to see the premiere of the new James Bond film, Spectre.
Okay. I mean, there's some various moral issues about James Bond in general. Some would call him a misogynist sex addict. I've not noticed anywhere in the film he ever wears any condoms or protection. What do you think about that?
That, to me, it's just strictly a fantasy adventure to me. I'm not into all that, just strictly a fantasy adventure.
Right, so it's just pure fantasy?
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, okay, great. Would you think that it's possible that fantasy and reality can get mixed up with each other?
Possibly though, but I think for me it's just a general idea of the action and everything there, so that's it for me really on that one.
And do you think this fantasy is suitable for young teenagers?
Well, it's just got a mixture of everything though, so it's, you know, it's just a bit of escapism and
right.
Yeah, sort of escapism.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Now let's be honest, do you think that James Bond, the character, is a good role model for our young people?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Really? Do you?
Well, yeah.
What, he goes around having casual relationships and doesn't wear any protection? I mean, really, if there was a true James Bond, he'd end up with chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and God knows what else. I wouldn't want my daughter to go anywhere near James Bond. Would you? In which case, why have you brought your daughters here, you lot?
There are some people that would suggest that the James Bond character is a misogynistic sex addict. What do you think about that?
A misogynistic sex addict. I think. Well, if you look at,
I said it does for me.
It does for you.
if you look back,
you like the idea of a misogynistic sex addict?
No, but he's the best Bond ever. He's more real than Roger Moore ever was. He was too smooth.
Right.
So, yeah, Daniel
what about
Craig's
the sex addiction part
That's
of it?
okay.
Are you? Yeah. You like a bit of sex addiction? Fair enough. Where can people find you?
I'd have to pay them, don't I?
Oh, would you? All right. Didn't really get to the end of your,
go on.
Yeah. So what do you think? What do you think about that idea
Of Bond
sex addiction?
Sex addiction. Well, I don't know, Lee. What do you think about Bond being a sex addict, though?
Do you know any sex addicts? I mean, you may even be them yourself. I don't know. Are you a sex addict?
No, I'm not a sex addict personally.
No?
No, but if you look back at the later Bond films, especially, I mean, I can't remember which one it was, but he did force himself upon women, though. If you look back at them from, I think, the 60s or something like that.
So he raped people, basically.
Yeah,
kind of.
Essentially, but not shown.
Right.
But
right.
I don't know. I think this Bond, especially, I don't think he's a sex addict. But I've seen some scenes for the new of course, the film Tonight, of sort of having his way with women. But I think isn't that sort of in Bond's sort of nature as a character?
Yeah, but what kind of message is that giving to young people? Like I grew up as a 12-year-old watching that stuff, you know, and do you think that perhaps affected my mind?
Perhaps. It depends really how addicted you are to the Bond films, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. Do you think Bond films may have spurned thousands of sex addicts?
That's a very good question, and maybe.
Because, like, you know, it glamorizes. It makes out that it's okay to go from one person to the next, you know. And, you know, I never saw him taking any precautions. I mean, surely by the end he would have had gonorrhea, syphilis, And any other illnesses that you may be familiar with? Are you familiar with illnesses?
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with illnesses, but
what others do you know about?
Well, if you're saying about syphilis, chlamydia, gonorrhea, I mean...
How do you know so much about these things?
Well, of course, you're going to do your research. I'm not saying I have them. Oh, my word.
No.
No, of course. I mean, it's just general knowledge about these things. But
Absolutely.
I'd say if you... in every single film, Bond has a different woman. So obviously something has happened between them to... Why would he have this new woman? What's going on? What happened to the last woman, for goodness sake? You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
not really someone to look up to, is it, really?
Well, you look up to him...
Would you like to be him?
Yes and no. I'd say yes for the sort of glamorization of being a spy, but no for the fact that he can sometimes be a bit of his way with women.
Right.
But if you look past that, then you think James Bond is someone who is determined to save the world, essentially, if you could put it like that.